And last time I spoke to you, I joked about sending you some quinoa in the post.
Quinova? Quinoa. Quinoa?
Yes, I did not know what that was, but now I do.
I mean, is there a slight sense of, I don't know if it's the right word, but vindication that you feel? You know, people like me and other sort of liberals have taken the piss out of you for a long time, but do you kind of think that there was method in your madness now?
Which we were always kind of made fun of to some degree over the years, depending on how extreme you were in your prepping. But I think now it's, I would much rather be were in my situation for sure. My personality is I'm not the type of person that I would be like, I told you so, I'm not going there.
How prepared are you? Do you have a bunker? What sort of things are in it, and how long can you remain off the grid for?
I could easily move forward with at least 6 months, if not longer. And even, and the thing is, even with preppers, we all have what we refer to as prepping insecurities. So even though we've been prepping for a long time, there's always going to be something that you didn't think about or you didn't prepare for.
But in terms of, if I was stood in your bunker, what kind of things would I see there?
Okay, so medical, my long-term food storage, water. I have short-term and long-term water storage. All the fuels for cooking stoves, flashlights, long-term emergency candles, quite a few books on hand, board games. I love to do crossword puzzles. There's just so much. I have actually I went out and made sure one of the things I filled in on my preps was I made sure that I had all the fixins to make bread. Who wants to live without bread?
So what have been the biggest selling items for you in the last week?
Like any of the water storage items, like the 5-gallon water cans have been really good. I already sold out. I've already ordered more in. The water tablets and the filters to clean the water. The MREs.
What does that stand for?
So that's the military version of the meal ready to eat. So it has, your drink mix and your condiments, your main entrees, a little side dish, and then it comes with the heater bag, just like the real military ones do. So it's just like a civilian version of that. And they're good for, 5+ years.
What first got you into prepping? Was there a particular event?
Yes, actually, it was 9/11. Yeah, I thought after that happened that maybe things wouldn't always be the way they had been.
And after 9/11 for you, was it a sort of survival instinct, do you think, that kicked in?
It was survival. It was the fact that I kind of felt vulnerable and I wasn't super comfortable with that. I'm not someone that likes to rely on someone else to get it done, right? If something needs to get done, I would prefer that I do it. And I think that the mentality with preppers is we actually do think a little differently. I think that we recognize that we don't need to see something to believe it. I've seen lots of things in my lifetime where they said that will never happen, and it did.
So Sharon, I mean, there's an awful lot of anxiety, and it's very, very natural. At the moment, this is something none of us have ever lived through.
Right.
As someone who's been, for the best part of 20 years, preparing for, we're not there, we might never get there, but preparing for some sort of version of this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you feeling that we're over panicking at the moment?
Well, in certain areas, I feel like we're over panicking. And then in other areas, I feel like everything is completely appropriate. Because even though I'm not in the age group of someone that would have to be really concerned, but there are plenty of people are. There's plenty of people over 60 or there's plenty of people that have underlying health issues. We need to be considerate as a nation to come together and to help slow this down.
And if the worst does come to the worst, who's going in the bunker with you?
Well, obviously my family.
So, but
husband
and son. Anyone else making the cut?
I did hear that the celebrities and the billionaires have all been heading to their bunkers. I don't think freaking out and thinking it's the end of the world. I personally don't think that. And if I did, would anyone listen to me anyway? How are your supplies?
It's a good question. I would say somewhat less than yours. No, if you came around to mine and you opened my cupboard, I think you'd be on the first flight back. Well, Sharon, let's keep in touch. Stay safe. Look after yourself and the family. And
thank you. I wish you the best too. And if there's anything that you need or that you can't get a hold of, just send me a message. I'm doing pretty good on the stock for the store. So
that's very kind of you.
Okay. Perfect. Take care of yourself.
And to you. See you again. Cheers, Sharon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.